MighTree. Hello everyone, I'm Rena, and today we're going to talk about the MighTree program. The MighTree program is for our 4-year-old ESL learners, and MighTree is to help build up their English speaking skills. And they're going to do this in a very natural way using everyday expressions. And this program especially is designed through the right brain method. Let's look at the schedule for MighTree. Now we call it MighTree International Course. We have 20-day lessons, so that means this is an everyday class you're going to be teaching. And the course is split between 2 books that are going to be the starter book and the intensive book. The starter book is an 8-day class flow, and here we have our starter book, and you're going to be doing various activities and things with this book and also additional materials which we'll get into later. Then we have the intensive course, which is days 9 through 20. And it includes a workbook, and inside the workbook, which we'll talk more about later, are 3 little books. I'm not going to go into it right now, but we're going to go into it later. But these are the materials you're going to need for the MighTree class. I'm also going to talk about when you're going to need them, like exactly which days on the schedules you're going to need the actual physical book, and days also where you're not going to need the physical book, you're just going to be using materials from the learning box. So let's keep going. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the MighTree International course. Each unit has 2 sub-themes that are connected to create one ultimate theme. So for instance, we have our 2 books, and the ultimate theme of these 2 books put together is school. So they're going to learn some themed materials here in the starter course, and then some additional theme materials in the intensive course. And then together, that's how you're going to get the theme of school. Now, here is a yearly plan for the MighTree program. You have your starter version and your intensive version. And as you can see, all the themes are going to be the same. And like I said earlier at the start of this video, is that MighTree is really to develop their speaking skills. And that's why we have these themes. This is why we have the stories and the expressions, sounds, and any kind of target vocabulary for these. It's really to develop their speaking skills. So let's begin by looking at the starter. This is the book you're going to need for the starter, and it's from days 1 through 8. Here we have a monthly lesson plan for this book, and the plan is going to show you the basic expressions you're going to be learning through this, any vocab words, as well as any phonic sounds you're going to be doing during that. So this is what you need to kind of help you prepare for the lessons. This is just kind of a at-a-glance calendar for you to refer to. So now, this is just a summary of what a MighTree speaking activity or even a class is going to be like for you as a teacher. This is all available on our Learning Box website that you're going to have access to, and you really need to be on that website during your prep time looking at this. So let's just break it down really quickly. First, we have theme song. This is where those key sentences for the starter course are going to be introduced. And you need to be playing this song for the kids and have them up and active. You know, maybe when you're first playing it, they don't know the words of the song. That's okay. Kind of encourage them by doing a listen and repeat during the song so they know what to do during the song. Next, for number 2, we have target songs. Here, there's a wide variety of songs for the students to really familiarize themselves with the target expressions for the MighTree program. You're going to be playing these songs often, very, very often. So, make sure you know what these songs are before the class period, so then you know of any actions you can use during the song, any little activities maybe you can throw in with the song. And when you're playing these songs with the kids, This is where it's really important during this time for the kids to really listen, pay attention, absorb what they're hearing so they're able to speak it out. Following the target songs, we have the storytelling. Not storytelling, speaking. Storytelling is a part of the speaking. And that's a picture walk. And as teachers, you know, a picture walk is you're going through, you're having the kids kind of predict what's happening in the story. Really try and take those expressions that they learned in the target songs and the theme song and any kind of interaction that you've had in class with flashcards and things like that, and apply it to the picture walk. We're really trying to get them to make connections to situations in the pictures of the story with the expressions that they're learning. Then storytelling, either the story is a audio book, which just students can listen and follow along, or you yourself can turn into a storyteller. Finally, we have expansion with the MighTree program. Expansion is going to be any additional activities to really drive home these target expressions and get the kids comfortable with speaking. Now, with this program, it's a very routine program. So the lesson flow of MighTree follows 3 simple steps. And you're going to do this every single day with the MighTree program for starter and intensive course. So remember, step 1, get ready. Step 2, speak out. Step 3, I do. Let's break those down a bit more. So step 1, get ready. Step 1 with getting ready, you're going to be playing the theme song with the kids. When you're playing this theme song, you don't need to just stand there, play the video, and then once the video's finished, interact with the kids. No, you want to be interacting with the kids during the song. So let's just play the song real quickly. So you want the kids following the actions with the video. And maybe you can say the expression first and then they can repeat it as the song is playing. And just really get them saying the expressions, create actions for the expressions if there's none in the video, and you really want the kids up and active during the theme song. Now, continuing with the get ready, sometimes there's going to be pictures or short video clips related to the expressions, and this is really to help plant that idea in the kids' heads of what these expressions are. Now let's talk about step 2. Before we talk about step 2, something I should tell you about the MighTree program is that we use a lot of songs and chants and videos that use the same expressions and target vocabulary in all of these videos. So even though it might be very repetitious and things like that, the point of using these kinds of videos where, you know, the kids are learning the same expression over and over again is that we want them to see that these expressions are used in more than just one situation. They're used in multiple situations, which is really going to help develop their speaking ability. So, you know, going into step 2, you're going to be using target songs. Sometimes you're going to have more than one target song per day per lesson. And during your prep time, you really need to be checking these songs beforehand. Don't be listening or watching them for the first time when you're in the classroom with the kids. Because when you're playing these songs, the kids really should not just be sitting and watching these videos. You need them up and active. You need to be doing kind of a back and forth with the kids, like as the song is playing, pointing out, for instance, with this video right here, you're talking about feelings and how are you and things like that. So you need to be like pointing out things beforehand so the kids are kind of ready to say the expression before it's had. And if any video doesn't have any actions in it, really like kind of create your own actions for your kids so that through the actions and learning these expressions, it really connects in the kids' heads. Then let's go on to the next part. Then we have the picture walk. Picture walk is going to be kind of like a flashcard activity where you're going to have the kids make connections to actions and the expressions. So as you can see here, we have various pictures and things like that. And you're going to be asking the kids questions. The kids are going to be looking at the picture and they're going to kind of answer the question that you've asked them, such as what are they doing? Are they hopping? Are they shaking? And the kids are going to be able to respond to you. And I should point out before I move on is that the kids should have a basic understanding of what they should be saying during this picture walk, because they've had the theme song, they've done some target songs, they've also interacted with you in between those moments. Here we go. Here we have another target song.
Hello, 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 hello. Nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Hello, 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 hello.
And again, you want to be active during this time. Yes, the expressions might be the same, but that's how we're going to really get the kids to learn these expressions. So, by you being lively and active, the kids aren't going to be bored, doing the same kind of sounding songs or the same expressions in the song. So really try and change it up and have fun during these target songs. Now, story time. Here is where the students are going to actually interact with the actual book. Your job is to point out key moments through the picture walk. And this is going to remind students of the expressions that they have already learned both in the theme songs and the target songs.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let's play together. Everybody shake, shake, shake. Everybody hop, hop, hop. That's funny.
Again, point out key moments during the story walk. Don't just show the story video. You want to also be talking during this video. Pause for a moment so the kids can listen to the expression during the story, but then point out anything in the video the kids might have missed. And then, if time allows, you want the kids to maybe even act out the story so they're really absorbing these expressions. All right, so we've talked about step 1 and step 2 of the MighTree daily routine for classes. So let's go into step 3. Now, during this time, I'm going to be talking about various activities that you're going to be doing during this time. You're going to have quizzes, you're going to have games, you're going to have a whole slew of activities to do during this time, and we're just going to touch on each one. You're not going to be doing all of these activities every single class period. These are just some of the ones you're going to run into while teaching this program. So here, this is kind of something to do before you begin some of the activities. This is just a checkpoint for you to see that the students have really learned the target expressions. You know, it's just like the picture walk that they did earlier. And what you're looking for at this time is that the students are able to come up with the everyday expressions right away as soon as they see these pictures. Now, some of the pictures are going to be maybe a little difficult for the students to interpret what expression they should use, but that's where you come in as their teacher to maybe give them some hints by asking them some questions in order for them to think and connect to these pictures and then say the expressions. And if for some reason maybe the students are struggling with the expressions, then definitely review with target songs. That's why they're there, is for them to really learn these expressions. So, you know, you go back, review with the target expressions, and then come back to this part of the class to see if after reviewing they understand the pictures here. Here we have an example of one of the activities that you could do. Here we have a video where the kids are going to interact and do a quiz.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
When this video is playing, you are not just standing there being quiet or anything like that. You're the teacher. You need to be speaking during this time and, you know, helping the kids, like help them anticipate what they're going to be saying and help them during any of these activities. Another thing that you can do is, you know, here we have MighTree on the move. I star in this video right now, but you know, we have other teachers that also appear in the videos. You can play these and the kids need to follow along and be active, but you can also take control of the situation and you're the one creating the actions and doing the activity with the kids. Let's do it. How's the weather? It's rainy. It's rainy. Here is an example of an activity. You have a full list of directions that you need to know before the class period. During this program, you should never, ever be looking at these materials for the first time in the classroom. You need to know what the game is, what materials you need, and how to play it with your kids. You know your kids the best. You're going to know what their ability is to do this game. You know, maybe when you look at this activity, you know you need to maybe change something or include something, take something away. That's what you need to be doing and familiarizing yourself during your prep time. I should note also that any of these videos that are included in here, they're for you to reference, and also you can use these during the class period, but we always encourage the teacher to give the instructions themselves first and do it very clearly, slowly, and simply so the students understand what they need to be doing, and only rely on these videos as a last resort if the kids really don't understand what's going on. The video is a way for them to really understand the activity, but again, only use it as a last resort. Then we kind of wrap up the lesson with a theme song at the very end. We have theme song 2. You know, again, play the video through, and you should be interacting with the kids during this song, you know, maybe saying the expression first and then they're repeating with the video and stuff. And never ever should the kids just be sitting there watching the video. They need to be up, dancing along, create action so it's a little more of an organized activity. But you know, depending on the song, you know, the kids could just have fun dancing around and, you know, singing along. It's your class, it's kind of up to you, but again, I cannot emphasize enough that the kids should never ever be sitting and just watching the video.
See you again.
All right, everyone, we've just finished talking about days 1 through 6 of the MighTree starter course. Let's talk now about days 7 and 8. Days 7 and 8 are going to be your review days. Let's take a quick moment and let me say that the get ready part of the class and the I do part of the class are not that different from days 1 through 6. You know, you have your theme song and your intro activities, and then for the get ready part, and then during I do, you're going to have your activities, your games, your quizzes, etc., etc., and then your, second theme song and things like that. But what really makes days 7 and 8 different from days 1 through 6 is that this is the time for you to review these everyday expressions with the kids. Also, days 7 and 8 are where you're really going to need your physical book, because during this time, like when you're doing story time with the kids, whether you're playing the story video or as a class reading the storybook together, you want the kids following along inside the book with you. Also, with any kind of target expression song and things like that, again, the kids are going to be seeing the same expressions they've already learned from day 1 through 6, but in new situations. And a really good checkpoint at this time is to see if the kids can maybe catch on to these songs a little bit quicker than they've done with previous songs, because they should know these expressions and these vocabs on these days. And these are just quick, fun reviews, and also for you to check their progress up until this point. When you're looking at the storybook pages, you want those kids to be quick with what's going on, and they should really, almost be jumping out of their skin because they know exactly what they need to say during that time. And if for whatever reason the kids don't know what to say, then what you need to spend, like during this time, what you need to spend your time reviewing on, playing with these target expression songs, and then making sure they know it through the story time. And then when you move on to the step 3 and you're playing the activities and things like that, they should be able to play these activities and use these expressions in these activities with no problem. Now, let's break it down a little bit more with the MighTree program. With the starter program, you're going to have 10 of these books. And throughout the entire program, they're going to be able to acquire language and expressions and vocabulary over 300 pages of these stories. The goal for this is also about 150 words and about 80 or so family sentences through these lessons. And, with these activities, we want them to build strong speaking skills. So even though you're going to be reading a storybook with the kids and things like that, they're not acquiring reading skills. They're acquiring speaking skills. That's really the ultimate goal of the MighTree program, are the speaking skills. Let's take a look of MighTree in action in an actual classroom. MighTree.
Okay, we are going to listen. You're good listeners, yes? Yes. We're going to listen to a hello song.
Hello, yes.
Okay? When you hear hello, I want you to go like this. So, hello.
Hello.
And when you hear nice to meet you, shake hands. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Every day.
Every day.
I go and play.
I go and play.
I meet new friends.
I meet new friends.
And we all say.
And we all say, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Very good. Okay, let's go. Let's see her story.
Look who I met.
We're gonna see who Apple meets.
Every day I go and play.
Apple is going to play.
Oh, I meet new friends.
New friends.
Hello.
What's she doing?
Nice to meet you. Let's play together.
Let's play together. Stand up real quick. Stand up. That's
Everybody
shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, shake, shake.
Everybody
Hop, hop, hop. Can you do bunny ears and hop, 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 hop?
That's funny.
That's so funny. Okay, sit down. So, what are Apple and her friends doing? And how do we say hello? Do we just go, hello? Yes, like this? How? Ho, ho, hello. You know what to do. Very good. You know what to do. Good job. Okay. Now, we're going to do quiz time. Okay? Are you ready? All right, let's start.
What do you say?
What do you say? I want you to say it